Sha'ar Hagilgulim, I think we're in Sha'ar number 8, if I'm not mistaken. We're at the end of Hagdama Bet. Hopefully we're going to finish Hagdama Bet today. So, מהשיעור בי להצלחת כל הרווקים, השם יברך אותם שיזכו למצוא את זיווגם, שיתחתנו, and they should stay married, זה השם יתברך. I have to add that clause in. And also להצלחת for all the קהילת לשם, specifically the week of Shalom, all of Am Yisrael, but specifically לשם, that may all our tikkunim we're doing for the Brit Milah may be counted and be very yakar b'nei Hashem yitbarach. So we're in Sha'ar Hagilgulim, we're talking a lot about iburs. Iburs. This whole siman is giving us introduction what's an ibur. Ibur neshama. So we said there's two kinds of ibur neshamas. If a tzaddik wants to come and help you, he doesn't have to stay inside of you when you're doing an avera. If you do an avera, right away the tzaddik leaves. So let's say you get a tosefet neshama on Shabbat. Right? We explained every time you Shabbat comes in, the extra soul, that's an ibur neshama. That's the impregnation of the neshama. Right? Tzaddik. You get the neshama, you get angry or whatever happens, do an avera, the tzaddik feels like you're making him a pagam, he says, I don't want to stay over here with you, and he leaves.
Does he come back?
Doesn't come. He could come back if you're zocher, right? Because remember, the Ari explains later on that the only neshamot that come to you are neshamot that feel like that you are from their shorish neshama. You're not gonna get a neshama from
out of nowhere.
out of nowhere, unless he's gonna add, unless you did a mitzvah like him. If he was very good in this mitzvah and you did it exactly like him, he will want to come and help you, even though you're not connected to him. This way you could change your shorish neshama, by the way. You could get his part too. But usually the tzaddikim that come down to help you, and we all get this, are tzaddikim from your shorish neshama. That's why every person has a certain affinity to certain tzaddikim. He likes this tzaddik. You know, he's in a certain derech. That's because he's connected to the shorish neshama. You understand? Good. And there's a second ibur neshama. What's the second ibur neshama? That's called ibur hadome legilgul. What's that? An ibur that's like a gilgul. Those are souls that are with you, but even if you do an avera, they stay inside of you. But they're there. They don't need to go to Gehenna. They just have to suffer a little bit in this world.
By being inside the body, they suffer?
Yes. They suffer, of course. You fall, he feels the pain too.
Oh, that's the third point.
Yeah. You feel hurt, he feels hurt too. And also, he needs to finish his mitzvot, we said. So therefore, he has to stay with you till the end. Most of the time, those are your previous Gilgulim. Most of the time. They come back inside of you to stay with you to a certain point.
So not everybody getting reincarnated. A lot of them it's ibur. You just go inside.
Exactly. That ibur is considered also like a gilgul, but not exactly.
Does that happen often?
Yes, we all have those.
He misses a lot of suffering with being bored.
Right. Of course. It's a big chesed that Hashem does.
Right.
It's a very big chesed.
It is. Yeah,
right?
Amazing.
It's an amazing chesed.
Yeah.
So he said, הכלל העולה כי לפעמים יעשה אדם איזה מצווה גדולה, a person makes a big mitzvah, אשר יזכה לי שיתעבר בו נפש איזה צדיק מן הראשון. He will be zoche to have a soul inside of him as an ibur to help him out in Avodat Hashem from the big tzaddikim, from the beginning generations. ואז אפשר להיות כי יתוקן ויזדחך כל כך, he will become so pure and strong in Avodat Hashem, עד שתשוב נפשו של האיש הזה במדרגת נפש הצדיק ההוא ממש. Until you change your shorish neshama, until you become in the level of that tzaddik. And then you change in your life. You become different. You could even get a new badzu. Because you're changing your address.
3 days.
Exactly. No, don't try that. That's tzari. Yeah, but that's be'emet. 3 days, gilgulei shel, those are for, But even when you do something in your life right now, something big, something you're doing Misirut Nefesh, you could be Zocheh Le'ibur Nishmat Tzadik. And that could change you but if you keep him inside of you. If he leaves, like the Tosefet Neshama, then he leaves. You should know one thing. The Ari is going to explain much later, every person has a day of the week, that's the day he has to fix. That's the day he has to fix. So for example, some people have it hard on Sundays. For some days, Sunday is the day they always fall in an Avera. Always Sunday. That means the Bechina of Sunday, he should know that it's something about Sunday. For him, he's connected. What's the connection? The Ari says every day of the week, really your neshama, that Tosefet neshama, doesn't have to leave. It leaves slowly. So Sunday, Yom Rishon, you have to do a lot of machshavot tovot. Good kavanot. That's the job of Sunday. Monday, what's the job of Monday? Dibur. Limud Torah b'peh. Tuesday, you have to have a lot of avodat Hashem in actual doing chesed with your body, right? Wednesday, also chesed with the body again, but now this is the new neshama that you're gonna get in the Shabbat that's coming. So that means Sunday, Monday, Tuesday is the neshama that you got last Shabbat. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is the neshama that it's already starting to flicker inside of you. If you're zocheh, on Shabbat. You're going to get it on Shabbat. It starts to flicker on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So Wednesday, again, it's mitzvot maaseh. Thursday, mitzvot b'dibur. And Friday, again, b'mach sheva. So you could tell which day that you're falling, what avodah you have in this world. Either machshava, dibur, or maaseh. So let's say a person has a lot of problems with Monday. Monday is a big issue for him. Monday is bichinat dibur, olam ha'yetzirah. That means he has some tikkun to do in olam ha'yetzirah. Thursday is a problem for him. Friday, some people Friday is gogu magog in their house. That means Friday, machshava. Sunday, also machshava. Machshava of the Shabbat Sha'avra. Right? So therefore a person, if once you learn the Ari, you could pinpoint, you don't have the Ari to teach you these things, but you could learn how to try to zero in on your avodah in this world.
How do you know which days are hard for you?
You have to feel it. You have to be conscious of it. You gotta be conscious of it. You have to see where is the pattern. There's always a pattern. You gotta find the pattern. There's always a pattern. Yada inish benafshe. Every person knows his neshama. You understand? Only you could tell who you are. Right? That's it. And Shabbat, if a person has a problem on Shabbat, forget about it. That's the worst. If every time his Shabbat is gogu magog, it means he has to do some serious tikkunim on Shabbat.
Yeah.
Huh?
Can't fast on Shabbat.
You can't fast on Shabbat unless you have a bad dream. Right? ואז צריך שישלים האדם גם רוחו ונשמתו בתכלית הזיכוך. עד אשר יהיו ראויים להתלבש בנפש המזוככת ההיא. So when a person gets a soul of a tzaddik that's not his shorish neshama, he must upgrade his old ruach and neshama to reach the level of that tzaddik's nefesh. And Hashem gives you siyata deshmaya to do extra things in Avodat Hashem.
Helps you out.
For some person, it could be going to shacharit b'minyan. Suddenly you'll start, that could be already a thing. For some person, it could be avodat midat, of a certain midah. For some person, it could be b'machshava. Zakol, everything plays. And there's
starting daf yomi.
Daf yomi. Especially if you get an 86 on the test. ואחרי זה יש שקול ומדרגה לצדיק הוא ממש, ויעלה למעלה במקום שורש נשמתו אשר ממנה חוצבה. Over here, the Ari says openly you could change your shorish neshama. So have no fear. You could start low and you could reach very high. וכל זה הוא לסיבת עזר וסיוע הצדיק. Oh, this is all because of the help that tzaddik you're getting from the tzaddik. ודע, you should know. כי לפעמים אפשר שתתעלה נפש האדם עד שתהיה נפשו מעולם האצילות. You were born with a soul. The highest you could reach is Asiyah. You'll never reach Atzilut. Your Madrega is Asiyah. You could change it until you become a part of Atzilut. Through your Ma'asim. Through breaking your Ta'avot. This is the general rule. Ki ha-nefesh min Asiyah, v'ruach min ha-yitzirah. Remember, we always say, Nefesh comes from Asiyah. Ruach from Yitzirah. Neshama from Rebbe. Chaya is Atzilut. But b'derech prat, but specifically, יש בו בחינות נרן, ונמצא כי לפעמים יהיו באדם נרן, מעשייה יצרה בריאה. Sometimes a person could be born and he could reach it. Nefesh ruach and his neshama is from Asiya, Yitzira, and Bria. That means it makes sense. Nefesh is from Asiya. Ruach is from Yitzira, neshama is from Bria. But sometimes Yilu niran mimalchut umiza umi'ima da'asiyah. Sometimes all his nefesh and ruach and neshama will only be from asiyah. He doesn't have a neshama from bria. His neshama is from the bria of asiyah. That means all of his life, all he is what? What is he? Asiyah. His neshama itself is neshama of asiyah. Sometimes, lifamim shloshtam min ha-yitzira. You could have 3 parts of your soul, all of them from yitzira. That means you're born already with the yitzira inside of you. It's very high level. Lifamim, sometimes shloshtam ma-bria. Some people are born, all the parts of his souls are from bria. But lifamim min ha-atzilut. Sometimes the parts of your soul could be so high, you're born with a nefesh ta'atzilut.
So are those tzaddikim?
Huh?
Tzaddikim?
Usually people that have a very big she'ifa to do things in life. If a person always wants to be stagnant, he wants to be, I'm good where I am. It means that he doesn't want, en lo she'ifot. He doesn't have that drive. When a person feels that he has a drive to gain more, to do more, it's a good sign. It means he's a zachar. You understand? If a person, vapsheh, he's from Olam HaAtzilut, he's supposed to be a leader. Only neshamot from Olam HaAtzilut are leaders. Talmidei Chachamim, tzadikim, not Talmidei Chachamim, Talmidei Chachamim from Bria. From Atzilut you have tzadikim, Hasidim, Kedoshim v'Tehorim. Right? Your she'ifato is to reach Atzilut, by the way. You should want to reach that. All that we learned in Sha'ar Kedusha is to get the nefesh from Atzilut and more. That's all what we learned, to break our ta'avot, to be midat ha'ishtarut, not to get upset, to do all the mitzvot, including pidyon petar hamon. All these mitzvot, no, seriously, all that we do so we could reach, why? Va'ani kirvat Elohim li tov. I just want to be close to Hashem. In the base midrash, even today in our generation, we're missing Rav Eliyahu Mani. Rav Eliyahu Mani, the Rebbe of the Ben Ish Chai. The Ben Ish Chai's father's best friend. He said, even these days, you could do the mitzvot that were from the Beit HaMikdash. How? Eliyahu Mani says this. He was the biggest mikubal. I'll tell you how. There's a mitzvah in the Torah, you gotta give the first fruit to a kohen. He says today, if you take a fruit basket or a food basket, something, and you go to a Talmid Chacham and you say, this should be like that mitzvah that was back in the day of Bikurim. It counts in Shamayim as if you did a Bikurim. To build the Beit HaMikdash, it's a mitzvah the same in the Torah, to build the Beit HaMikdash, right? That's why Kotel HaMa'aravi, everyone chipped in to do it, right? How do you do this mitzvah today? When you donate to a Beit Midrash, to a Beit HaKnesset, when you donate to build it, if you build the Beit HaMikdash, if you could actually go in and do something over there, even high, this is like as if you built a Beit HaMikdash. Do you understand? So many mitzvot, even back in the day, it's a mitzvah. You can still do them today, ke'en, but you're connecting to it, you're doing your ishtadlus. And Hashem will make you zoch to do it in time of Beit HaMikdash will actually be rebuilt. Trust me, when the Beit HaMikdash is going to be rebuilt, the whole world is going to want to give billions of dollars to it. Millions of dollars, trillions of dollars they're going to want to give. What's going to be left for us?
He's not going to let though.
Mashiach will say who's going to give, who's not give.
I think he wants to take money from Mishayim,
Exactly. Do you know how come some places don't have success? You know why?
You mean shuls?
Yeah. Shuls, yeshiva, Beit HaMidrashot, because the money that's built is
left.
In the left column. You need to build things with kosher money. Why do we take money from non-kosher places then? Why? What's the halacha? The reason is lekarev otam. If you're not going to take their money too, then forget it. They're going to be in the left. You're doing it lekarev otam. But still, it's not. Some tzaddikim would never take Chilul Shabbos money. Never. Not in a million years. Chilul Shabbos money? No way. You have to be happy that you earn money b'kedusha b'tahara. It's worth more than billion houses. What, do you think a person drives a Rolls Royce over here, a Porsche, and a house, and he has a $5 million house, and he has a trophy wife who's going to go to Shaman, you're going to be like, Habibi.
He's not going to go anywhere, but he's enjoying here. He's not
How long is he going to enjoy it for?
short, but still enjoying it.
So you rather enjoy short?
I'm just saying.
That's what drug addicts say, by the way. Let's enjoy for a couple of days, but then we're gonna.
They're gonna repass.
Exactly. They gotta think for the big haul, and who's not enjoying? Those people who go out and enjoy, they will give their left arm to have that kiddusha v'tah that you guys feel in one tikkun in the Shalom night, with the children and everyone's together. That's really enjoying.
I like the children idea.
That was pretty good, yeah. So sometimes a person can have all parts of his neshama from Atzilut. Look what the Ari HaKadosh says. I love this. Rav Shimon Agassi has a whole arichos on this. I'm not going to get into it. I'm just going to tell you the pshat. This is the rule for every specific part in all the four worlds of Abiyah. Every world from Abiyah is kalul me'Abiyah. Atzilut has its own Atzilut Beit Hasiyah. Beriah has its own Atzilut Beit Hasiyah, right? And so on and so forth. So it's not 4. It's 4 times 4 is how much? 16. And really every one of those 16 have their own Abiyah. So 16 times 4 is how much?
64.
64. Umiyut Sfirot. And every one of those Abiyahs have 10 Sfirot. Every one of the Abiyahs have 10 Sfirot. But can Eser me'Eser at any spar, you can keep on going 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 until no number. I cannot even continue, there's so many details. Finishing the הקדמה, והצריך שתדע, כי מה שאמרנו שלפעמים יהיה לו נען מן היצירה ומן הבריאה, אין כוונתנו לומר שאין לו נפש מצד עשייה כלל, כי אין נודע שאפילו בשכינה נקראת מלכות היא מקנאה בעשייה, כל שכן בנפש של האדם. So he said, what? It's a problem. What's the kasha, Gabriel? I just said you could have all your nefesh, ruach, and neshama from asiya, or all your nefesh, ruach, and neshama from yitzira. The Ari says that can't be. A person has to have a piece from asiya, a piece from yitzira. So what do I mean when I say, says the Ari Kadosh, that he could have all 3 pieces from one? He's going to explain. Ki hanefesh ha'adam haba ma'asiya tizdakech kol kach. You can have your nefesh of asiya be so pure until it will reach the level of yitzira. How do you get that? We learned in the beginning from getting a nefesh of a tzaddik. So let's say I have nefesh da asiya right now, and I did a big mitzvah, or I was zocheh from shamayim. I got a ibur nishmat tzaddik, and that nishmat tzaddik is yitzira. And I have Asiyah in me right now. But since he's helping me do more mitzvot and masim tovim, I purified my nefesh so much until it became like his nefesh, the yitzirah. So does my Asiyah count anymore? No. Because it turned it into the nefesh of that tzaddik. Wow, what a chidush! What a chidush! וכן על ידי זה בשאר החלוקות. כי אפילו כשאנו אומרים שיהיו לו נער מן אצילות, הוא בהיותם מתלבשים תוך נערן דעשייה ביצירה הבריאה, אלא שאינם להם בשם. כולם מתפלים ונקראים בשם אצילות, מזה תקיש של שאר הפרטים הנזכרים. Explains the Ari HaKadosh. We're almost done with the Sha'ar, with the Hagdama. We have to finish it, one last paragraph. So basically, let's give open your eyes. Let's give a summary. I have nefesh from Asiyah, ruach from Yitzira, neshama from Bria, right? The Ari says I could change all my Naran into 3 of them, all from Atzilut. How? If I get an Ibur Nishmat Tzadik through my Ma'asim Tovim, Tosefet Nishamat Shabbat v'chule, if I get all that stuff.
Only on Shabbat?
Shabbat comes to you automatically. If you do Shtayim Mikvah v'chatargum, and you finished it before you went to the mikveh, and you went to the mikveh Friday afternoon, you automatically get Tosefet Nishama. That's the formula. So everybody on Shabbat has a Tosefet Nishama, unless on Shabbat he does Shtuyot. He does Shtuyot on Shabbat, he loses. So I got that Nishama of Tzaddik in me, that Tzaddik, he's from Atzilut. What do I have in me? Asiyah, Yitzirah, and Beriah. If I'm able to connect both parts in me and bring up my Naran to his level of that Tzaddik, my original address is changed into the Tzaddik's address. And I turn all into Atzilut, or to Bria, to Yitzhak, whatever the case is. That's exactly what he was saying in the beginning. I could change my Neshama's Shorish.
Permanently?
Permanently, yeah, of course. Of course, we change it permanently. You have to be, וילכו מחייל אל חייל. You have to go from chayil to chayil. Always add more mitzvot, more kabbalot, more dvarim, working on the midot more. All these things is going to give you a higher consciousness in HaKadosh Baruch. Chidushim, mitzvot, Torah. Everyone in his own level. Let's finish the הקדמה. עוד יש חילוק אחר מבחינת הגלגול בעצמה, אם בעניין הגלגול מבחינת הגלגול בכל הגוף שיזדמה. או בגלל ידי אחי. There's a difference between if a person comes in a reincarnation in a different person, through a zechut of a different person, or if your brother does yibum on you. A person has a brother and the guy didn't have kids, and he marries his wife and he has a kid. There's a difference in the status of my soul if I come through a yibum or I come through a separate gilgul. What's the difference? Shu soda yibum. Because when you come in a gilgul, we learn to remember that you cannot get your nefesh, ruach, and neshama back in one body. So let's say I was a human being and I had nefesh, ruach, and neshama, and I made a pagam in all of them. Now they have to come back in a gilgul, right? Now in the second reincarnation, I'm not going to get all three of them back. A person has to die to get it back. But if you come through a yibum, through levirate marriage, that person who comes through a yibum could get all three in one gilgul back. Why? Because the first body that he had, since he didn't have kids, it's almost like it doesn't count anymore. So he starts everything fresh. When you come through a yibum, you can get all three together. אמר כתב חיים, הנה מייסד לפנים משום נביס ליבום, אינם באים יחד, אינם שוח על העבודה, ולא נשמע צריך, בסדר, I'm not going to tell you it's the last part of the tzarich yunus, but the point is there's a difference between a regular gilgul and a gilgul through yibum, which is not practiced today, by the way, right? The rabbis in Israel, they canceled it out. Can't do yibum anymore, but when a person comes through yibum, he could be zochet to his nefesh, ruach, and neshama all in one gilgul. When a person comes back in a reincarnation, not through his brother, then he has to, if he gets his nefesh and fixes it, he has to die to get his ruach now. And then he has to die to get his neshama, unless he knows the secret of the pasuk. What's the secret? In Kriyat Shema Lamita, Nafshi iviti chabalayla afruhi b'kirbi shahareka. If he knows this secret, he doesn't have to die, and he can get his neshama right away. Baruch Adonai La'olam. Amen ve'amen.